Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be kicking it off with this woman right here, who is going to be telling us about how dating as a single mother absolutely sucks. Now, I know what you're thinking, Taylor, of course dating as a single mother absolutely sucks. You have a child. You are not supposed to be dating. And you know what? I wholeheartedly agree. But we have a whole host of women out here, guys, who they go out, they have children to either men that they don't want to have around anymore, or men that were never going to stay in the first place, and the rest of men are supposed to pick up the slack, apparently. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this woman's clip. I'm going to let her talk for the entire time, and then I'm going to play it back, and I'm going to break it down piece by piece, and we're going to talk about why things don't make sense. So let's just jump right in.
This is the final last piece of information about my awful date the other day. Well, I say awful, it kind of wasn't that awful. Like, the actual date was great, but with the wrong person. So I said to him after spicy time, I stood up and was like, oh my God, like, I really miss my daughter. I really need to go home. I can't stay tonight. And he said, oh babe, you've just got anxiety, don't worry, she's probably not missing you. And I was going, like, she probably thinks I abandoned her. I don't want to stay here tonight, is that okay? And again, he tried. He was like, no, just stay the night, you know, one of the favourite things I love to do is just to watch TV. And I was going crazy. I was walking from corner to corner going like, oh my God, I can't do this, oh my God. It was like, just calm down, just calm down. I thought I was having some kind of panic attack, but I kind of learned to deal with it. So I just got dressed. His next attempt was to go and make me a cocktail. So he went to make me a cocktail. I was fully dressed when he got back. I was like, look, I really need to go now. And he said, okay, let's at least go for dinner, you know? I was like, okay, we'll go for dinner, but can we please leave this apartment? Like, I want to go out. And he just had like no empathy towards the fact I missed my daughter. And he was like, do you know what? I think anything's got to be better than this. So why don't we try seeing you as a mum? I thought, great idea, you know, I'll bring my daughter. I'll create a safer environment for me. Just a meal as friends with my daughter, but I can't do it. I like, even the thought of going this weekend scares me because I don't want to see that banana ever again. There's just no attraction on my behalf, and it's so strange, isn't it? You can hear someone's voice and they can seem amazing, but then in person, there's no chemistry, there's nothing. Anyway, my soulmate's still out there waiting for me. I just don't know where he is right now, but I'm hoping he comes soon. Until then, I'd much rather be alone with my daughter in my bed, because we sleep together and it's amazing, and I love it, than with some asshole who really I have no chemistry with. So, like, for example, someone asked me the other day if they could spend a night with me for a massive sum of money. I said, like, there's no way I'm leaving my daughter for a night to do that. Like, no money is worth any time away from my daughter, thank you.
Okay, so that's the end of the clip right there, guys. Now, you guys might have watched that and you might have been thinking to yourself, well, a lot of this doesn't make sense. It's nonsensical, okay? You could leave at any time. If you're not attracted to the guy, why are you dating him in the first place? Why are you there? And there is, you know, these are all things that we're going to talk about. So let's jump through this and kind of play it through slowly. And guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. You know, one of the funniest parts in this video, by the way, guys, is when she stops to say, why doesn't he have empathy for the fact that I miss my daughter? Chances are, he doesn't care. It's not his kid, okay? And a lot of these guys who, she says it's a date, but it sounds like she just went there to have some fun, shall we say. A lot of these guys who you choose to go out there and have fun with, yeah, they don't particularly care about what you have going on in your life or how you feel. But let's jump in.
My awful date the other day. Well, I say awful, it kind of wasn't that awful. Like, the actual date was great, but with the wrong person. So I said to him after spicy time, I stood up and was like, oh my God, like, I really miss my daughter.
Okay, so let's pause it there. So she says that they had spicy time, but then they were talking about going to dinner afterwards. So did you just go over to this random dude's house to have spicy time, and then afterwards you're talking about dinner? In which case, hilarious that you would call it a date in the first place.
I really need to go home, I can't stay tonight. And he said, oh babe, you've just got anxiety, don't worry, she's probably not missing you. And I was going, like, she probably thinks I abandoned her. I don't want to stay here tonight. Is that okay? And again, he tried. He was like, no, just stay the night. You know, one of the favourite things I love to do is just to watch TV. And I was going crazy. I was walking from corner to corner going like, oh my God, I can't do this. Oh my God. It was like, just calm down, just calm down.
I love how it's like, what they do is they kind of frame it like a question, like, oh, I think my daughter might be missing me. Is it okay if I head home early tonight? Just say to the guy that you want to leave and that he should take you home. And if he doesn't, go outside, call an Uber. It's really not that deep. Just leave. Guys, a lot of these situations that I hear, like, that come up where women will say, oh, you know, he convinced me to do this, or I didn't want to do this, or I didn't want to do that. I have absolute empathy for victims of serious situations, shall we say. But I don't have empathy for women who can quite frankly just leave at any given point in time, but they choose to stay and then pull the victim card. I think it's a real disservice to people who have actually gone through bad situations. If you guys understand what I'm saying, I have to keep it friendly for YouTube over here, right? But, you know, I think it really does harm to the people who have gone through bad situations when you have women saying, oh, well, you know, he pressured me into this, he did that, and he did this. You could have left at any time, you know? Like, you could have said, I will take me home now. You didn't have to sit there and ask him if it would be okay for you to leave, right? Because, you know, some dudes are going to try and convince you to stay. Which, by the way, guys, never ever try and convince a woman to stay. It's the most counterproductive crap of all time. I don't care if you're in a marriage. I don't care if you're in a short-term relationship. Just if a woman wants to leave, guys, at any point in time, if you're a dude who's choosing to date, hell, call them the Uber. You know what I'm saying? Like, get them out, okay? Because you don't want to end up in situations like this where a woman gets on the internet and feels as though she couldn't leave, even though she could, and then all of a sudden you wind up, you know, in prison like Mr. Tate, okay?
I thought I was having some kind of panic attack, but I kind of learned to deal with it. So I just got dressed.
I was having a panic attack, but I learned to deal with it. Like, so midway through a quote-unquote panic attack, this is just something that you just overcame instantaneously through sheer will. Like, guys, notice how when we go through the video, stuff just doesn't make sense. Like, the sequence of events doesn't make sense. The fact that she couldn't leave doesn't really make sense. Okay, she's having a panic attack, but she's not really having a panic attack. She wants to be able to pull the victim card of, like, saying how this guy was keeping her there, against her will, and that dating as a single mother is just really hard and men don't have empathy towards her.
His next attempt was to go and make me a cocktail. So he went to make me a cocktail. I was fully dressed when he got back. I was like, look, I really need to go now. And he said, okay, let's at least go for dinner, you know? I was like, okay, we'll go for dinner, but can we...
Again, don't agree. If you don't want to go for dinner and the guy suggests dinner, just say, no, I think I'll make my own way home, and call an Uber. And if your excuse is like, oh, well, he drove me back to his, the lack of forethought that a lot of these women have is astounding to me. If you go to a dude's house and you're not prepared, you have not prepared your own way to leave, I don't know what to tell you. You know, like, you should have the money in your bank account in case things go poorly so that you can return to your daughter. Expecting some strange man, right, to return you home after your quote-unquote date, like, why are you relying on people that you don't know for your own safety? That's something that has always really confused me, guys, is like, girls will get themselves into situations like these and be like, oh, well, he drove me, so I can't get an Uber. Or this happened, but, you know, and again, she agreed. So she says that she has to go home, but now she agrees to go on dinner with the guy. Why are you agreeing to go to dinner with the man if you want to be going home?
Please leave this apartment, like, I want to go out.
Let's play this again. Let's have a look.
When he got back, I was like, look, I really need to go now. And he said, okay, let's at least go for dinner, you know? I was like, okay, we'll go for dinner, but can we please leave this apartment, like, I want to go out.
So she wants to go out. Now it's changed from, I don't want to go home, but I at least just want to go out. Like, you just need to leave the situation. If it's so bad, you miss your daughter, go leave, call yourself an Uber.
And he just had, like, no empathy towards the fact I missed my daughter.
Bingo. The guy doesn't care. This is something that I don't think, like, a lot of these women understand, guys. And, you know, they don't want to listen when you say this. if you're going out with random dudes, particularly dudes that you've met off of, I don't know where this woman met this guy, but like, let's just say Hinge. Okay, the majority of people are meeting through dating applications nowadays, so I'm just going to guess and say a dating app, right? You meet a random guy on a dating app, maybe you've seen him once or twice before. Like, he doesn't have empathy towards the fact that you miss your daughter because he doesn't care. You see what I'm saying? Like, this whole idea that men are expected to just care for the sake of caring? Absolutely not. Do you think women care for the sake of caring? Oh, hell no. Hell no.
And he was like, do you know what? I think anything's got to be better than this. So why don't we try seeing you as a mum? I thought, great idea, you know, I'll bring my daughter. I'll create a safer environment for me. Just a meal as friends with my daughter, but I can't do it.
So now all of a sudden we've gone to a different scenario here where you're looking at having some food with a guy, saying now just as friends, and trying to move forward like that. So we've completely moved on from the whole situation of being unable to go home. We don't really know what the hell happened there, okay? But now we've gone to, she's agreed to go and see this guy in a friend capacity over food. So basically she's looking for a guy who's going to take care of her kid for her. You know, she needs a, what's the phrase? Like, she needs a stepfather to step up or some crap like that, I think is the phrasing.
I like, even the thought of going this weekend scares me because I don't want to see that banana ever again. There's just no attraction on my behalf.
But see how, guys, see how she wants to go, right? So she's not attracted to the guy, but, you know, it's still in her head. She's still toying with it. She doesn't want to go. Rather than just saying, hey, I don't want to go, she's still tossing it up in her head. And the reason why is because she's looking for a provider, guys. This is what a lot of single mothers do when they return to the dating market as though they ever left. But that's another argument, right? You know, they'll come back out here and all of a sudden it's like, I'm not looking for a guy to have fun with anymore. I'm looking for something serious, right? I'm looking for something long-term. We have to, this is a funny one, guys. We have to be friends first, right? I'm looking for a connection. You know, all of this kind of fluff language. You guys have probably heard this like a million times over, maybe from women in, you know, that you know in real life, or maybe you just watched a bunch of these videos, but the common phrasing is, I'm looking for a connection now. I'm looking for a real man now. We have to be friends first. And all of this is code for, I need a guy who's going to provide for a kid that is not his. And guys, this is why dudes don't want to date single mothers. Okay, one of the many reasons, but one of them is you're expected to take care of a kid that isn't even yours in the first place. If you're not attracted to the guy, if you don't like the man, if you think he's creepy, if you think he's so awful, why are you agreeing to go get food with him again with your kid? Amazing stuff.
And it's so strange, isn't it? You can hear someone's voice and they can seem amazing, but then in person, there's no chemistry. There's nothing.
Yeah, so she wasn't physically attracted to the guy. He wasn't a bad boy. She thought he was a bad boy. She went over there, just straight to his house, it seemed, right? Didn't even go for dinner because they talked about having it afterwards. And he wasn't a bad boy, so now we're trying to move him into the friendship category, the guy who's going to provide for me.
Anyway, my soulmate's still out there waiting for me. I just don't know where he is right now, but I'm hoping.
Yeah, so we're going to go on the food date as a friend with the guy to meet the kid, but we're still looking for the soulmate. This is amazing, guys. So not only do we not have a father for the kid in the first place, okay? Not only have we failed to secure a father in the first instance, and again, guys, I always add this stipulation here, okay? If the kid's father is out of the picture because of health reasons, shall we say, that's totally understandable, and I completely empathize with the situation, okay? That's rough for absolutely anyone to go with, to go through with. I don't care if you're a man, I don't care if you're a woman. If you lose your partner, that's really sad. But in a lot of these situations, like, the reason why the dude's not there is because A, the woman doesn't want him there, or B, the woman, or B, the dude doesn't want to be there. In any case, it comes down to your selection in men. So classic how not only have we not got the father for the kid in the first place, but we're now going out on friendship dates with dudes who are going to try and care for the kid. We're going to get to try and care for the kid, but at the same time, we're also searching for our soulmate. Like, Get me out of here, bro. Get me out.
Hoping you come soon. Until then, I'd much rather be alone with my daughter in my bed, because we sleep together and it's amazing and I love it, than with some asshole who really I have no chemistry with. So
Again, if he's an a-hole who you have no chemistry with, why don't you just cancel the plans to go? Well, number one, like, so she met up with him. She probably found out he wasn't as physically attractive as she liked, is what it sounded like. But now you're considering going to get food with this man, even though he's an a-hole who you have no chemistry with.
like, for example, someone asked me the other day if they could spend a night with me for a massive sum of money. I said, like, there's no way I'm leaving my daughter for a night to do that. Like,
This is one of the funniest things I see on this video, and it just paints the video and this individual in a completely different way, guys. Like, when they drop comments like this, so this woman says, hey, listen, a dude offered me money for favors, okay? Now, you might think to yourself, this is, number one, why is she saying this? It's not relevant at all to what's going on. Why did she bring it up? And two, who cares? Okay? And I would say to both of your questions, good questions. Okay? So the reason she brings it up, this is why girls bring crap like this up, guys. They bring it up to make themselves look valuable and to victimize themselves. It's kind of like, have you guys ever seen when, like, a dude will approach a woman and he'll get brutally rejected, he'll get turned down, and then the woman will kind of use his rejection as a way to lift herself up? I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that. Maybe you've experienced it throughout your life, but you'll have women who will reject dudes or offers or whatever, and then they'll use that to kind of make themselves appear better. And so women have started to, or at least some of them have started to, post videos of themselves online saying crap like this, like, oh, you know, a man did this once for me, or he offered me this, or he did that. And all that it really is a way to try and paint themselves as though they look valuable to other men. What a lot of these girls fail to realize is that just because you have men offering you things, or they're in your DMs, or they're chasing you, it doesn't actually make you more attractive. Nobody cares, especially other men. If anything, okay, you might impress some simps, right? Some dudes who don't really know what the hell they're doing, who don't understand women. But guys who actually respect themselves are going to say, okay, this woman is trying to flex with the idea that a whole bunch of dudes are chasing her. You're a woman. It is very common for men to chase you. So it's kind of like a dude coming out here and, like, bragging about his body count. You know what I mean? Like, what's with the bragging, man? People are just going to look at you funny.
no money is worth any time away from my daughter, thank you.
Yeah. And so she has to, like, sign it off with, like, kind of like a moral gesture, right? So the reason why I turned this down is because, you know, I'd rather spend time with my daughter. Again, this doesn't really square up to the idea that she previously just got with this dude who she seemed to have not really known before she even seemed to have gone on a date with him. And now we're trying to pull the morality card. Guys, before we wrap up today's episode, I just kind of wanted to talk about this for a second. Is that I would encourage you guys, whenever you hear stories, okay, from people telling their dating lives, please understand, especially if they're trash talking someone, because the amount of times I have seen, what'll happen is you'll have women who will talk to new men in their life, and then they'll try and convince you that they're a victim, that their ex-boyfriend or their ex-husband was a terrible guy. And when she starts explaining it, guys, please keep your eyes and ears peeled. If you're a dude who's dating, okay, number one, you shouldn't be dating single mothers at all, but, like, just understand the amount of logical gaps that are in stories like these. You know? Like, just, like, when you start to piece things together and you think through things logically, none of it ever makes sense. And you know what else doesn't make sense? Why a man would ever date a single mother. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. I thought I would just do a bit of a different episode where we cover one clip. As always, guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's episode, and also to say a little bit of an announcement. We are going to be recruiting more members to Fiend Gang, so if this is something that interests you, you want to be a content creator, make sure you check out the link in the video description. It's going to be somewhere near the top. There's one for a creator application, and then also if you're someone who makes music, if you make beats, we're also looking for someone who can make beats for the channel as well. So if either of these interest you, make sure that you check them out. And as always, guys, just again, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you in the next one for real this time. Peace.